What up, what up, what up? This is Young Truth.
This is Tron Page. You already know what it is. Hipster Radio, Truth and Tron Podcast.
Episode 7, man.
We got the big cheese in the building, King Zeus.
Man, what's good, Joe? What's happening?
This is family right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know there's some ties, man. This is nothing new with us, man. Like, we've been doing this since the Rotten Society stuff, and we here with it now, you know?
We got my man here to tell his story.
This is Rotten Society HMV. It goes as far back to HMV.
But this is how I wanted to go even further, like, you know, from colonials. How was it coming up in that area you know, to now, like, and what got you actually into the music? I know you was playing ball before that.
Right.
So I want to know from colonial, as you know, your youth, to basketball.
Yeah.
And what
to
got
football.
you to football.
Yo, it's
to producing.
And then the art, into the rap. So I want you to do it in that order.
Alright, so it started, I can say that, like, you know, my pops, you know what I'm saying, was, you know, he did a big bid. And around that time, my mom made sure she had me in all kinds of sports. So I played Abyssinia Crusaders. I played with Gauchos, you know what I'm saying? I grew up in that whole era of Team Rock and, you know what I'm saying, Menacing, Abo, Gauchos, Riverside, you know what I'm saying? And that was, you know, what my childhood was like for the most part. It was like football, basketball. The music thing really didn't come until, I mean, I might have dibbled and dabbed in high school, but for the most part, my childhood was just straight up sports. And then I was a light-skinned guy growing up in that era of the big earrings and then big white tees and shit. Yeah, we can curse on you and all that. We good?
Yeah, we curse on you.
But no, it was so crazy. So then around that time, you know what I'm saying, I went through my whole thing of like growing up in the Jacks and a lot of people seeing me and knowing me for the sports and stuff like that. But that was, you know, just a small, I was dealing with the fact that my family was as known as they was, the Fergusons, the Fergs, whatever.
Same team.
Like, same gang, you know what I mean? Like, my pops, you know what I'm saying? My uncle, like, that whole lineage. But then at the same time, I was the sports kid, you know what I mean? So, as I got older, I started to feel myself a little bit more, and that's when the trouble started to come, because now we over here, you know, we now meet, you know, fools like Tron and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? We going up and down Kingdom and Rucker. You know, we going crazy, Linux and Most Hated Cookouts, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not hanging out no longer in the projects and all that and playing sports. Now we spreading this vibe out, you know what I mean? And now I got friends that's not just from colonials, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got friends that's now from downtown, from the east side, you know what I mean? Like, my man John from the east, well, he don't like when I say this and all that, but he from the east side, dog, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's when that whole thing started to happen. That's when HMV started to happen, and you know, that's when the experiences as teenagers, you know, the fights on Linux and, you know, us just all that stuff there, you know what I mean? And that was where that whole process came. So you got, you know, little sheltered kid, mommy wanted to not keep the story away from me, but she wanted to, you know, she knew that when I was exposed to it, that it was going to be turn up time. So then that's when I was exposed to it, was turn up time. But then at the same time, I caught myself from, you know, getting out of, you know, I got kicked out of Cardinal Hayes, go down to Norman Thomas, get a superintendent suspension for choking the janitor out. Stupid shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, that quiet as kept, you know, Tron and like everybody that knew me growing up knew that I was the protector of me and my cousin, you know what I'm saying, ASAP Ferg, like our relationship, it was just always that, you know what I'm saying? It was one Ferg, two Ferg, and you know, when C Ferg, you know, pull up, then it's like I'm usually the guy that's a little bit more reserved. So that's what led into also, you know what I'm saying, the production, you know what I mean? Like in who I am as a musician, as an artist. Like the reason why I like that so much is because that's just naturally who I am. So all right, skip a step. So now we go to high school, get the football scholarship, we go to college, we in Milwaukee, like miles away from home and shit. But at that time, I needed to do that because I was getting into so much shit. Like I got, you know, Pops just came home and all that, and I'm, you know, getting into brawls on Linux, and I got it going, I got the trap jumping. And so I'm like, all right, it's time. But luckily, it still was that part of me that my mom's instilled in me to where like I was, you know, like, all right, let me keep these sports going and stuff. So I got the football scholarship, went to school, played the first 2 years, tore my Achilles. So I remember when I came home, I was in the crutches for a whole year.
That's why.
And like, you know what I'm saying, around that time I thought I was gonna lose my scholarship. So now I'm trying to figure this shit out. You know what I mean? 'Cause I'm like, yo, what's next? And then, you know, like, you know, I'm around the little theater geeks and stuff like that, and you know, they convinced me to, you know, here I am, Mr. Football Player on campus. They convinced me to act in a musical, and that's what got me back. You know, I acted in Curtains, and it's a well-known, like, you know, murder mystery and everything, but it's a comedy also. But it got me back into the theater and the arts, and that helped me out with my stage presence and stuff. But that's what made me get into the production, right? Because now I'm sitting on campus, I got these damn crutches and shit. I'm in Wisconsin. What else am I doing out there? You know what I'm saying? So I took my little refund check. I went and bought my iMac. So I bought the iMac. At that point, I bought my beat machine. I bought my keyboard, bought my speakers, and in my dorm room, I started cranking. I'm not rapping, but I'm making beats though. Right. You know what I'm saying? So now, here I am, I come home 2 years later after I graduate, and the homies is noticing a certain transition, you know what I'm saying, with me and stuff.
Niggas is like, hold up, you making beats?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it was crazy. So like, here I am, I'm sitting with the shit, you know, I'm in the crib now, you know, here we are, we come home from school. So now, you know, it's like, I graduate, what am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Am I gonna go hard in making these beats? I had an internet radio show at that time, Uptown Monday nights, back then, whatever. And I was like, all right, well, if I'm not playing football, if I'm not, you know what I'm saying, if I ain't in these streets, then what am I doing? You know what I mean? Right. So I come home, I'm still making the beats, but I got guys like, you know, real legit friends like Tron, you know what I'm saying, my bro Pharaoh, like, you know what I'm saying, they in my ears, they like, yo, like my boy Seth right here, they like, yo, you need to start rapping, you know what I'm saying, like, you need to rap. You know, because I'm sitting there with the music for so much that I just naturally developed a pen.
Cadences and flows. And
yeah, but not necessarily the cadences yet. The cadences came later on once I started actually recording.
Oh, yeah.
At this time, I'm trying to sell my beats. At this time, I'm trying to convince my friends that I make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like at this point in time, I'm like, yo, come over and hear these beats I cranked out. I'm in the house. Got my setup, got the office, right in the projects, right in Colonials, right back to square one. We in there, I'm in the office, I'm like, yo, man, pull up, I got these beats, you know what I'm saying? Like, tell me if you fucking with these or not. But the homies, you know, the vision was getting there, and then it just got to the point where I just started writing, you know? Then you start investing your money, I got a job, I work with the kids and all that. The next thing you know, I'm investing in my own studio time. So now, I'm over here like, all right, well, you know, let me start really taking this a little bit more serious. So now, here I am. It goes from like, you know, me making beats to me being the artist, and now after me being the artist, me fine-tuning who the artist is. So that's when I went through the transition of transforming into King Zeus.
So can you tell the people what you have accomplished since that transition has happened?
It was, I mean, granted, like I was blessed to run across a guy like Illmind. Illmind, you know, produced the You and the Six song for Drake. If you read this, it's too late.
Multi-platinum producer.
Yeah, you got, you know what I'm saying? Ill had the joint with
J. Cole.
J. Cole, yeah, the Love Yours shit. Yeah. So like, you know, around that time when Ill was, and this around the time, 2014 Forest Hill Drive, when that came out, that was different. You know what I mean? That was a moment. So when I met Ill, it was a pivotal time because I needed that creative growth in the space. So I was able to like meet him, be underneath Roseville Music Group, his label pretty much, grow within his label. And then at that point, it was just like a matter of me just really fine tuning, you know, the craft. We did some dope things and stuff. We, you know, we was able to, I put out 21 Pounds around that time, and that was the record that set me off.
That's a fact.
So that record amassed over 10 million views on YouTube. Got me my first plaque. Yeah, got me the first plaque on Spotify.
Yeah. No, I wasn't present for that.
Yeah, I know. Nah, then the second one came in because Ill produced, you know what I'm saying, the second one's Skies, so the second one came in this summer. And yeah, like that really has been what led up to where we at right now.
But plaques back to the town.
Yeah.
That's big. But I heard that you mentioned the name King Zeus.
Yes.
But we had a name before that.
Chris Ferg.
We had, you know, you rapped under Chris Ferg or C Ferg. That's the names you rap under. So what inspired the change from that name to the name you have now?
I needed growth. You know what I'm saying? I needed time to like kind of just really become what I need. Like I needed time to just become who I needed to become. You know what I'm saying? Understand myself as a musician, as an artist. And with such a high profile family, and you know what I'm saying, Cuzzo, you know, he going new level crazy around that time. He going, you know, work crazy around that time. I felt like I needed some space to really, you know, just grow. You know what I mean? And for what it's worth, that helped me out so much because I was able to build up my own persona. You know what I'm saying? My own sound and stuff.
Yeah, so you definitely do have your own sound.
Good looking.
Like I sat in a few sessions with you, and you know, we chop it up all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your sound. I always tell you like, yo, your sound is like, it's distinct. You own it.
Yeah.
Like I can tell.
It's me on the joint, yeah. That took years, B.
You know what I'm saying?
That took years, man. Like, it was a point in time where I was going, I was bouncing from studio to studio, trying to figure it out, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then, not to go off the topic, go crazy, but like, I listened to like last night's session and all that, and I'm looking at my like the youngest cousin, Deli, to see his range, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, I'm like, I thought I was Mr. Range and all that, like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it just also shows me that, you know, I was on the right path too at the same time, because that's the same reason why I believe so much in him. You know?
But one more thing before we, you know, get into the other topics.
Okay.
You know, being that, you know, Harlem has been a big influence for you. How does it play a part of the music that you make? Like, how does that connect?
Yeah.
What part does it play in the music that you know you make currently?
It's definitely the organicness, you know what I'm saying? It's the fact that, like, Harlem always just been, you are who you are. Like, we always been who we were. Like, no matter if you was the stick-up kid, the hustler, or the ball player, or the athlete, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just stayed in your element, you know what I'm saying? And we was very good at staying in our element. If you get money, nigga, you get money, you know what I'm saying, to the max. And, you know, it helps me out with my music because depending on how I'm feeling at that moment, like right now, I'm in big cheese season, crazy. Man. I'm locked in.
That's gotta be the name of the new tape.
Yeah, man, I'm in big cheese season. Cuz said that today. He said that today too. He said that today too. Don't. We ain't gonna spill that off all crazy. But Cuz didn't say that today. But I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really locked into my persona right now, and it's helping out with my music. You know what I'm saying? It's helping out with beats I'm selecting and stuff like that, and how I'm talking and presenting myself on that. So, like, real talk, like, you know, that's only something that I feel like, you know, a Harlem cat, because we always, you know what I'm saying, we comfortable in our skin.
Yeah.
Comfortable in our skin. We ain't got to do too much. That's how I approach the music.
Step in the building. And
Step in the building and
we gonna glow. We gonna glow.
So, you mentioned, you know, working with kids and stuff earlier. So, you know, I want to get into something. I want to, you know, ask the viewers and everybody out there, why do people look at having a job or 9 to 5 like it's lame or it's corny? Why do you think people view it that way?
I honestly, I just feel like when people are looking, like, when people think about this idea of entrepreneurship and really, like, you know, working for yourself and stuff like that, you know, that's so glorious, you know what I'm saying, because that's the end result.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But everybody don't want to put the pain in and the self-doubt in between that, you know what I'm saying? Like, all them steps right before you get to that point, you know, a lot of people don't really understand that, you know what I'm saying? So you thrust yourself into that.
Yeah. So
now here we are where you got the other side to where, like, even having a 9 to 5, you don't know if you got some people that are very complacent with their 9 to 5. And cool, I mean, if you're complacent with your life, that's your prerogative. But at the same time, if you are a person, like, you never know anybody's journey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know for a fact, I work with my kids because I love working with the kids genuinely. And on top of that, I invest every single dollar through hella high water into my craft.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I done slept during that time with Illmind and all that shit. I was in the studios. I was sleeping in the studios. Like, quiet as kept. When I went on tour with Joel Ortiz and Ill, and we opening up, and I'm opening up for them and all that, like, I was borderline, I was damn near homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out here hitting my mans up like, yo, I need a couch for the night. You know what I'm saying? Like, and in the morning time, I'm going back to the studio. I done did my biggest shows during that time. You know what I'm saying? I done rocked Irving Plaza EDM show when they had to figure out where I'm sleeping at for the night.
Wow.
So these are the different things that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know for a fact during that moment, I was like, all right, I'm over this whole notion of, oh, I can't have a 9 to 5 because people ain't going to respect it. Nah, like you can kiss my ass, man, because I gotta make sure that you know what I'm saying, I gotta keep a roof over my head, and I gotta invest in myself because nobody else gonna invest in you more than you're gonna invest in yourself.
Yeah.
And them situations where that you just expressed, it helps build character. Even
Absolutely.
being at a 9 to 5, because quiet as kept, we worked in the same building, right?
Absolutely.
So we used to have these conversations like, damn, yo, we got to get the hell up out of here, like,
Right.
But one thing I noticed is that it was building character.
Yeah, big
Like,
time.
it puts you in a different pocket, you know what I'm saying? So where you be like, I gotta boss up from here, like,
I'm fucking with this.
I'm fucking with it.
It's very, very organic shit.
Yeah,
So
so,
I'll put that on the table.
yeah.
All right. I'm sorry about that, y'all. You know what I mean? Just.
It's all good now. This can be shown. Ain't gotta be.
Okay. All right.
This platform right
All
here.
right, it's raw.
It's
All
raw
right.
shit.
You go serious and all that, B. Nigga, you know what I'm saying? Serious, like, hey, put that up.
Serious, right?
Serious, like, put that up, B.
And that's why, like I was saying earlier, like this is not like really like an interview base or anything like that.
Nah, this is a vibe.
This is just it's just a vibe, man. It's just a vibe.
This is therapy.
Hell yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Very therapeutic.
I don't get a chance to talk a lot, like, you know what I'm saying, like, especially to my friends also. Like, I talk to my friends and stuff, like, you know what I mean, like, the homies and stuff, but, like, I don't really get a chance to really just, like, tell the story, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's one of those things that, like, I want to get more in tune with, you know what I mean, because that's helping out with the brand, and I'm very much, like, we talking about the story, like, I didn't know who KZ was. I knew that KZ sounded good on the records. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know that persona, you know what I'm saying? And KZ is very much the dean.
That leads
King
me
Zeus
to
is very
ask
much
you
all that.
about 6ix9ine. What do you think about the situation that happened with 6ix9ine as far as like, do you think the actual persona, like he got caught up in the persona?
Of course.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He got caught up in the persona and like, it's something that's been going on forever. You know what I'm saying? This isn't something new. Like, with us seeing how the hip hop police and just that whole situation. And it's not even so much just the hip hop police. It's about like the energy you put out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like whether or not you want to like portray this character, like if you don't want to, you're either gonna stop or you're gonna be willing to deal with the consequences behind this shit. He was talking crazy, and I wish the best. You know
he was a
for
good
the family and all
kid,
that.
but I felt like he just got.
I feel like genuinely he definitely was a good kid and all that. You know what I'm
he
saying?
definitely
But
meant well.
meant well, you know what I mean? But it just you had too much energy around you to where like
bro.
all that stuff that was going on probably wasn't you, shorty, but you the brand. You are. That's like if Seth go out there, you know what I'm saying, like and Stone Cold stunning motherfucker right now, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they know Seth for being with KZ. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the reality of it. So you just gotta be more mindful of your brand and the people that you keep around you and stuff.
That's a fact.
It just sucks though.
That nigga is facing like what, 15 to life.
25. Last time I saw you. That's a quarter. Yeah, football numbers,
It's
B.
crazy.
It's crazy, right?
Yo, it's crazy, yo. I got this joint that's on my Instagram, right?
You talking crazy now?
Like this. I'm just
We gotta
saying.
go crazy,
Yeah, this shit been on my mind, right?
You gotta go.
And like,
crazy.
and like, I'm really getting tired of this shit right here. I ain't gonna hold you, right? She, like, I follow her. You know what I'm saying? I respect the business and shit like that. You ripping, you doing all that. I respect that.
You better get your burger.
So recently she hit me up talking about, yo, you've been, you supportive, you always liking, encouraging, tell me keep it going. I got this website now. Could you, hold it down for the premium snap?
What's the website?
The premium snap, like, like they got some shit to where, like I think it's like an OnlyFriends or some shit like that.
So where like pay a monthly subscription to see it.
But
shit.
So I'm over here like now, I'm like, what is that shit really gonna do for me? Like I'm not like a picture video type nigga. I need the real shit. Like,
you know how I go in that shit and pay a certain amount.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't know how I go. You know what I'm saying?
That's what he means.
Like what's like? I want to know like what's really good with these new business ventures, like what's really good with these business ventures, like with these women, like really thinking that somebody gonna pay for some pictures or videos, like
because somebody is. All right, so I'm just gonna be very honest with you. We're not gonna sit here and we're not gonna sit here and play this naive game. Somebody paying that, man. Somebody gonna pay that 20 cash.
That shit corny.
A month. Yeah, they might be corny to us and all that, but somebody out there in Nebraska or North Dakota is sitting there paying that 20.
No ads.
Listen, man, he paying. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, it's dry. It's dry in Milwaukee. It's dry. It's dry in the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? You got this New York tenderoni that you know on Snapchat or you know on Instagram, and you gonna go ahead and pay a little $20 a month to feel like you know her.
So I gotta pay 20 joints for 20 joints for cakey.
Nah,
not happening, bro.
You bugging? You said 20 cash?
Nah, cakey.
They up.
Cakey just put the new
prices
website up. Cakey got the new website.
Ain't going to $20 anything.
How much that shit cost?
You going 20 cash for something that started?
That shit was on some $50.
$50.
What? Cakey got the new site up.
I go right on.
I ain't gonna lie. This nigga Tron. This nigga Tron. I ain't gonna. I'll be seeing you, nigga, in the likes. Fuck out of here, nigga. That nigga love Cakey ass nigga. This nigga love Cakey. I went on her page.
Nigga creep.
I went on her page yesterday. I don't know something. No, matter of fact, I was on the Capital Mall Instagram.
That nigga creep. That's my man's.
The Capital Mall Instagram, I follow her. So
I know he a creep.
Let me follow her for my regular page and just start spamming pictures and shit. Like, like you start spamming pictures feeling like they gonna go to your page or something. Shit, I'm spamming pictures. And she got some shit in her stories, like go to my the link in my bio. So she had a fire website. The shit look fire. And it says like, click the enter. So I entered the shit. And then I'm like, oh, this video look kind of dope. I'm gonna click it, then it just popped up.
Popped up PayPal.
I'm like,
send that in.
Nah, it's quiet.
It's quiet. Pay that extra bread to see that.
I mean, they just capitalizing on the market, and they capitalizing on the fact that social media, that Instagram, and they tapped in. Whoever told them, to do that. You know what I'm saying? I need to be part of my marketing team.
I'm gonna keep it 100. Like, I be having like joints hit me up for the peen pics and shit like that. And that shit making me just want to start charge. I be having the joints hit me up for the peen pic. I'm about to just start hitting with a fee. Like, fuck it. If y'all can do that shit, why I can't do it? Like, you want to get the pic for free, get the vid for free? Fuck that. I'm about to have my own OnlyFans.
But I ain't gonna lie, so funny. And it probably, them niggas is out there doing that, man. Go ahead, man, it's a market. Go ahead, go get crazy. I just know one thing, I ain't following your ass thing. You my man on the grand, nigga. We gonna keep this shit like your Truth, alright? Keep that shit 100. My nigga Truth go crazy.
Keep that off the gram.
Keep that off the gram.
I definitely
I'm gonna have to block my guy. I'm like, man, you got my number, man. Just hit my phone, man. I don't wanna see that shit, B. Truth, my man on the ground. I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
So my boy.
Nah, but the real though, like they could do it. Why niggas can't do that?
Nah,
shit?
they probably are doing that, man. Like I said, man, it's just
girls lonely out there right now. Like they lonely on some real shit.
But that's crazy. I'm just gonna keep making this music, man. You heard me? Alright.
Nigga went to the safety zone. But listen, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I started the label up, man. You know what I mean? I'm back on that time.
I seen that shit, man. I'm definitely proud of you with the label stuff. That shit.
Thank you.
But we on Ratchet time. I'm not gonna go too much into
Nah. I had to get up off that subject. That you was going crazy.
YB is the label though.
But as far as like, I don't know. Do you guys still feel the same way about dating like somebody like your homie's ex? Do y'all feel a way? Do y'all still feel a way about that? Do y'all feel that it's a code to that?
What you mean, like dating your homie's ex? Yeah, like that's a no go. You off limits.
So like, what
you big off?
What made that a rule? Like how? Like my thing is.
Good question.
Yeah, like how did that rule come about?
We've been through that before.
Like how did that rule come about?
Talk about it.
Like, I don't know what you're talking about, Dick.
But no.
Okay. You talking? Yeah. But that was that's what I'm saying. But like even without you done drop the boy head off.
So what?
He dropped his name.
We on the radio.
But now, like I mean, even with that being said, you definitely kind of like you definitely looking with one eye like it's the side eye crazy. Like I'm sorry, I just don't feel like that's something what I'm saying. That's just like it's like what's your that's your situation. You know what I mean?
Like, you can't have a conversation with the homie like. Yo,
I like your ex.
That could be your soulmate.
Nah.
What if that's your soulmate? And now you're gonna be miserable forever because you just said like, that's my homie ex.
Well then what's gonna have to happen is God, the Most High gonna have to intervene and show me that, like, you know what I'm saying, this is what it is. Yeah. Because I promise you, off the rip, it's a dub.
You can't pull up like this, like, yo.
Like, I like
can I holler at you for a minute, yo, man, yo.
I like your ex.
I've been seeing shit.
Like your ex-girl that you was with for the last 3 years. Yeah, that you told me that I know y'all problems and all. I know the shit. And then now I like her. Yeah, but you gotta be okay with it.
Look. Not saying you gotta be okay, but what if you hit him like this, like yo, Tron, you know what I mean, like. I've been, seeing such and such for a while. She's dope. Her vibe.
Yeah, but what that means is that you was staring at my joint when I was with her.
Let's get back to the facts though. Most niggas are staring at niggas' joint secretly. Keep it 100. Keep it 100.
It's doing bad, but nah, you shouldn't be doing bad like that.
Niggas is holding it down like, damn, that's the homie joint. I don't want to peep that.
Nah, I ain't gonna hold you like, yeah, but those you can't.
So why not keep it? No, I'm saying like.
Because I ain't looking at your joint like that. That's your joint.
Like, I done had a joint.
That's your wifey?
I done had a joint, right?
Not wifey.
I done had a joint that when she walked by, I caught the nigga like.
That's yams. I mean.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's yams, right?
Yeah, but you ain't looking at the yams trying to.
Nah, you ain't
trying to snipe your man.
Nah, you ain't trying to snipe it. You know? But I'm saying like now that
I ain't gonna lie. That's keep it real. We all fuck like. The same joint.
No, we did that, but we never went for the. We never
did it on purpose, but we all kind of. I think everybody in the building done fucked the joint that the man done had. Is it our fault or is it the joint fault?
I mean,
that's not our fault, nigga. You can't blame us. We men. So it's like.
Heard you.
What do you do? Like it's like. You can't blame yourself for, alright, shorty threw the joint at me, she threw the panties.
Nah, but I'm going to say this though.
I think that's
the initial question was your man's girl.
Yeah, I think it's just overall.
You say your man, but Truth said your man.
No, we said girl.
We said ex.
Ex what? That's a different situation.
Ex what? What do you mean, ex-girl or ex
anything?
Ex anything. Ex anything.
I mean,
it's a go if that wasn't his girl.
Shit's crazy. I mean,
I feel like if it's wifey or something, if somebody like you were saying, that's crazy. What you were saying, like wifey, 3 years and all that.
No,
3 years and all that.
Wifey is off limit. I ain't gonna
wifey off limit.
Quiet as kept. Wifey off limit, and I ain't gonna lie. Like there's another code to where it's like, yo. You heard me in that on that DVD, man. That's your joint. That's yours. You know what I mean? Like if
baby mom's off limits too.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah.
See, like all that. All right, so now y'all getting all detailed and stuff. You can't. You know what I'm saying? It's either you gonna be alright with it or you not. You know what I mean? And I'm not alright. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. I'm not alright.
So whenever it's a joint you just popped off, you had her popped off for like 3 times. Another nigga come through in the family, he pop off. That's alright.
I mean, nah, it's not.
I'm gonna keep it real.
No.
Look. Let me tell you something.
We did that though.
Let me tell you something. Look, me and Tron, whatever.
I mean, it can happen, but that's your joint.
If you pop a joint,
I don't want I ain't gonna lie. If this is somebody that you're talking to. I'm not even looking at that's automatically little sis on my time. On my time, that's little sis. I'm like, that's little sis. I'm not even looking. I'm like, if you bringing her around and this is, I know what time it is.
What if say I had a joint, I popped it off, I'd be like, yo, Susan, pop that off, and then she might feel
I mean, great, if it's, like I said,
if she want to give you the ass, great.
If it's light love, like,
you gonna pop off. That's not my girl.
Like, let me tell you, me and Tron had a situation one time. Right? Me and Tron had a situation one time. Like, me and this nigga chilling, whatever. This nigga like, damn, I want to smash this. Right? Like, I want to smash.
That nigga's crazy.
So I'm like, who that? I look, I'm like, oh, I smash. He like, dead ass? I'm like, yeah, I smash.
Fact.
So then I'm going through the shit. Like, I'm dead ass not playing with you, Tron. Look at the he like, wow. He said, yo, I got that picture. So Shorty done.
Why you even want that then?
Shorty done sent the picture in the same way.
Why you want that?
He probably just a quick
kill. You just want the quick kill?
Probably what it is.
Yeah,
Why not?
Why not?
Nigga Tron crazy, man. I ain't gonna like, yo, you just want to quick kill me. Like, you don't want that, my man clap, man. I'm like, yo, listen, man, that's you, man. I don't.
Nah, see, I
don't want that.
Him,
That's not y'all. Y'all some dirty scoundrels.
It wasn't him. It
Y'all
was
some
just
dirty
that he was
nah,
just,
yeah, like we didn't even know. He just said I want to clap that. So I'm like, he didn't even know I clapped it though. He just like, damn, you know, this is social media era.
Happening, though.
Social media era, you like it'd be joints from all over the place. Like
you know, so Harlem is small, and you know,
now social media makes shit. It's even worse than like how it was with Harlem shit. Like it's making it worse.
Right.
I'm gonna get off the ratchet shit. Though. I don't want to get you in trouble, bro.
Nah.
Yeah, you can see he's getting
sweating.
Yeah, give him a paper towel, please.
Give him a paper towel.
I'm cool, man. Like, listen, I'm
Take
cool,
a sip,
man.
bro.
I don't know. Yeah, I've been, we was sipping and all that. You know, we was at the Mondre and chilling.
Yo, so Meek Mill just put out a
salute,
new record,
fella.
Yeah.
Y'all motherfuckers, I didn't know what I was stepping into. Y'all niggas is crazy.
Meek
This
Mill
I can get jiggy with this one.
You like that?
Meek Mill put out a new record, right? Or 2 new records, right? So I heard that, you know, depending on what songs that you like, right? It shows like your character and your personality. Like he put out Oodles and Noodles, right? Oodles and Noodle Baby.
I didn't like that.
And then he also put out
I didn't like that.
Dykeman Vibes, right? So you didn't like none of those, right?
No.
You didn't hear any of
No,
those,
I
right?
didn't hear any.
I didn't like none of those.
You didn't like none of them?
No.
He's coming out with a new album though. I want to hear that old Meek. I want to hear
It's
that old
gonna be
Meek.
the same shit that I think that he.
I want to hear that old
doing
Meek
that.
though. I want to get that vibe back. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I want that.
I want that Dream Chasers.
I want that 2008. What's that 2008? That
Yeah.
I'm a boss. You know what I'm saying?
I mean that Meek.
I want that Meek back. You know what I'm
He
saying?
ain't bringing that.
I think that he's there because of Quiet's Cut. That wins and losses. That wins and losses was fire.
Mm-hmm.
You heard me?
Yeah.
That wins and losses was fire. So like everybody chatting and all that, like about that wins, about like my boy back in his Birkin. You know what I'm saying? Like he just now it's just a matter of, you know, putting out them right joints. You know what I mean? Staying in his path.
Yeah, I was gonna go into that. Do you think that, you know, being that he's been behind like prison reform, you know, and a lot of other political, you know, aspects of like, you know, his brand?
Yeah.
Do you think his music should reflect that, or should he, you know, continue on the path that he was on?
Yeah, he definitely, like, you know, reflect your reality. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is that you're going through, and the people always, I know what I loved about Meek was just always, he just was a direct, you know what I'm saying, direct source of the trenches. You know what I'm saying? Like he spoke for the trenches, and you know, even though I have, you know, even though I got my, you know, range and I got a bunch of different type of music, I still connect with the trenches in any moment. You know what I'm saying? And he was definitely, you know what I'm saying, you know, we around the same era and all that stuff. So like, he's definitely like, I love the organic Meek. You know what I'm saying? Talking that talk. You know what I mean? You know, the I'm a boss Meek is cool. We already know. You already know about the house party Meek. You know what I'm saying? We can do that all day. You know what I'm saying? But it's that trench talk is what I'm fucking with from him.
So like, when can we expect a new project from you?
Oh man,
is it like this year?
This is straight. It's straight bangers, man. I ain't gonna lie. Quiet as kept. I'm definitely gonna give it.
Did you bring any music though?
Yeah, I got the flash. You know, I study with the flash.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? The flash.
We play some before. Yeah, we play some before.
Play some.
We're gonna do a closer show out with some King Zoo shit.
Oh man, we can drop that power on their head top. You know what I'm saying? Like,
matter of fact, we don't need that. We don't need a flash because Power's already.
Power's on iTunes.
Let's give him some royalties.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, I'm paying all these dues.
Yeah. While we here, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So we do that. So well, you don't have to play it now because we're gonna close out with it. But it's King Zeus Power.
Yeah, Z3US, man. You
I
know
fuck with that record heavy.
Good looking, B. Good looking.
I fuck with the symbols that tied to the actual show.
Yeah.
You always for me, I felt like you always found like, you know, how to, you know, the silver lining between the cadence and having bars at the same time. Yeah. You put the punchlines in the shit.
Yeah.
Most people just have like the cadence and all that stuff, and they, you know, just to capture like, you know, people sonically.
Right.
But you do that, and I could catch like punchlines within it. Like
we
said, pull up in the ghost.
Send me St. Patrick.
That's
that's Harlem.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
That's the Harlem influence.
I really fuck with that heavy. I always, you know, been an advocate. Always saying, yo, King Zeus is that nigga. He got that shit.
Good looking.
You know,
always, bro.
This is not just a talk. You see,
nah,
you know
bro. You always
like,
been like, you was one of the motors also that kept me, you know what I'm saying, driving and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, yo, let me stay on it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you know, like I said earlier, this path of entrepreneurship and this path of getting to the mountaintop, like nigga, you know what I'm saying, nigga be ready to stop, off this shit. I'm like, man, I'm just go ahead and be the head dean of a school for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, you know, that almost comes as much as good of God's work that is. You know what I'm saying? There's also a complacency that I'm gonna feel if I don't continue to, you know, stay on my path. You know what I mean? So. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, I appreciate y'all niggas for even fucking with me and really, you know what I'm saying, treating that battery in my back and saying, yo.
Nigga, you family, man. That shit nothing.
Before we close, because we almost hitting the hour mark.
Okay.
Before we close out.
We up here for an hour?
Yeah, it feels good. It feels good.
We got 15 minutes to it.
Well, y'all are naturals, man.
Yeah. Man, you know, me and Tron been rocking for a long time, so we learned, you know.
Yeah, y'all niggas was rapping before me. I was looking up to y'all.
Yo,
I love it. I was looking up to y'all because Truth, you had, you know what I'm saying? You definitely always had the situation, you know what I'm saying? Like Truth, I thought you was on. I thought you was been on the preview and like Fat Boy always had the movement, you know what I'm saying? And so like
I love that when people come over here and they say like, yo, Fat Boy last week called us legends, and I'm like,
not that ass though, like
y'all Harlem legends. I'm like, yo, that shit felt good, like you know what I'm saying? Like
I can attest to that, you know what I'm saying? Like Tron, like you know what I'm saying? I remember Tron having a joint, you know what I'm saying, on the radio, you know.
Doing that, just tell them like your social media handles and stuff.
Got you. Alright, so new artists, what I tell them is do not stop I'm gonna tell them like through hella high water. You know, you gotta be that tenacious with your grind, you know what I'm saying? And like it's always crazy because when you chopping away at something, like you never know when it's gonna strike, you know what I'm saying? And so like I know that there's an emoji that I seen on the gram, whatever, where it's like you got this little dude, whatever, he's chopping away, you know what I'm saying, with the pick at the rocks and stuff, and on the other side of it, like you see like he got a thin piece of rocks that's left. It's like it looked almost like he got one more strike. It looked like he got one more strike, and then on the other side of it was the word goals or something like that.
Oh yeah, I seen that one.
And all he had to do was just hit it one more time. But instead he turned around and walked away and gave up. And so like, you know, what I would say is that like, you know, just keep going, because if you really believe in yourself, then you have to be that almost that insane, and everybody will call you insane, but you have to be that tenacious and insane about your grind, about your life, because it's not your grind is your life, you know what I'm saying? So I would tell a become an artist, yo, don't stop, map out your moves, you know what I'm saying? Like have a plan, because ain't nothing like, you know what I'm saying, being a hamster in the wheel and having an aimless grind.
Right.
A lot of niggas out here got aimless grinds. Like they be running nowhere fast, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just spending a bunch of money on a bunch of things, not establishing any relationships. But there's a lot of cats that out here that got all the relationships, but ain't got, you know, nothing else. You know what I'm saying? All they want to do is go to the little networking events all day and get open bar liquor and get smacked, you know what I'm saying? And say, take a picture in front of Atlantic, you know what I'm saying, records, you know what I mean? The logo and shit like that, like, oh, I'm in the labels. Everybody niggas is paying to play music for these A&Rs.
That's right.
So I you know, I'm giving niggas game, and I'm showing niggas like, listen, bro, like, keep going, have your plan out, have your team right, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, just go. Make sure that everybody's behind you, and y'all got the same vision, and keep tripping, and understand that this shit ain't gonna be happening overnight. If it does happen overnight, then beautiful. But if not, just be prepared for the long haul.
That's a fact.
Especially if you love this shit. But
that's game right there.
It's real game. My name is King Zeus.
Yeah.
I'm here on Truth and Tron podcast, you know what I'm saying? My boys is here. You can catch me on, you know what I'm saying, Instagram, Real King Zeus. So that's RealKing Z3US. Twitter, the same thing, Real King Zeus. If you Google, you know, King Zeus and, you know, you're on SoundCloud.
You know my nigga brought 2 plaques to Harlem, nigga.
Absolutely. Good looking, Brody. You know what I'm saying? That shit hasn't even sunk in yet, but like, you know what I'm saying, KING Z3US, man. You know what I'm saying? We got more shit on the way, more visuals, power video coming soon.
Yeah.
Dropping 2 new joints and all that real soon. You know what I'm saying? Be on the lookout for YBE, the label. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm proud of y'all niggas, man.
Can we finish it off with that power? Yeah, you got that wise?
Yes, yo, also, I don't know if you're up to it, man. Probably get 5 p.m. You know, perform power in here just with us. we put it together nice for you, and that could be some content.
Yeah, hell yeah, my nigga's nice with that.
Oh, word?
Let's see what nice with that. That's my boy 5 p.m.
All right,
Connect with him.
Got you.
Call him 5 p.m. because he's always on time.
That's a fact.
All right, that's what's up.
So
even when he's not on time, he's on time.
All right, say no more. Let's do it then.
Let's do it then.
So we're going to play that joint for the...